It highlights how intolerant we are. That intolerance is to such a degree that people bring it with them wherever they go, even in the jury box. And until we become a little more forgiving, a little more open-minded, I think, as a society, then tragic events like this will continue to be in vain.
God grew a garden and planted a seed, and ever so often had to pull out a weed. He cared for that seed, oh so much. He knew every hair on its head and such. For this seed was a child who would love and laugh, but the love of a family he'd only get half. He would be a great child, but adopted while young, growing up with maybe your daughter or son. He'd care for the animals, birds, and bugs, and if anyone was sad, he'd give them hugs. He'd only use the kindest and softest tone, but God knew a secret that to us was unknown. This seed's life was short and would die while still young, but while still alive, this seed would have fun. This seed's name was Larry, and he was my good friend, and he stayed like that all the way to the end.
As always, thanks for listening. Feel free to find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Killer Kids Pod and at the Facebook page or group. I also love reviews on iTunes, especially the nice ones, and could use some more of those too. We also have a Patreon. If you emailed or messaged me about stickers and swag, they're on their way. And shout out to the amazing and supportive Brenda Rangel in California. I truly have the best listeners around. I'm still working on Antonio Espri's story, but we're getting there. Stay tuned for promos from the amazing Hidden Staircase podcast and the excellent Mugshot podcast. I'll see you next time with a new tale of childhood terror on Murderous Minors, Killer Kids. But until then, lovelies, don't be scared.
Close your eyes and imagine a room.
There's a secret door.
A staircase that descends into darkness.
A room filled with terrible wonders.
It is a library of mysteries, a catalog of terrors. Join us bi-weekly down the Hidden Staircase for stories and cases you probably haven't heard of. You can find the Hidden Staircase on iTunes, Spotify, or any podcatcher. Don't forget to lock your doors and hold tight to your flashlight.
You've heard the stories about murder and homicide. But what about the rest of the crimes committed daily? What about the police officer who robbed banks during lunch? Or the multi-million-dollar diamond heist? What about the assaulters, stalkers, and arsonists? I'm Lindsay, the host of Mugshot. Mugshot is a new true crime podcast that tells the stories of non-murderous crimes. Season 1 has begun, and new episodes release on Mondays. Mugshot can be found on most podcatchers and on social media at the handle @MugshotPod. I hope you'll join me, but until then, be on your best behavior, or you'll end up with your own mugshot.